Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
So I did the fashion show, presented some of my clothes, had a few models up there. You know what I mean? And presented my music while I was presenting my clothes because I just started doing fashion. So I'm like, well, what it's gonna cost me to do that one song? I may as well really like turn it into an event. How y'all doing?
Hey, how y'all doing? Come on in.
So like, she wanted to see me do that song. So
what's the name of this here? Is that?
So really, my mom is the reason for I was already doing Conducive behind closed doors anyway. But my mom's the reason why it got brought out to light as far as instead of just
Testing 1 2.
Now it's
I just want to see if the audio is working on his mic. There we go. There we go. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
My mom is the reason for I was already doing it, but my mom's the reason why it got brought up to light as far as
right now we don't do no music at the moment. We can do an intro song.
I'm just trying to put my phone in here. And y'all niggas got my phone.
I'll get the song to the jail house. I'll get the song to the jail house.
But when we get the line?
Yeah. Okay. This part done. So let's say I'm doing the conversation part and put the music to it.
Oh,
We're gonna do the segment. 15 minutes. No. We're gonna do all the things here. But I'm gonna take the music. And I'm gonna get to the house. That way, if you do the whole show.
I was thinking like that yesterday. That was now this before you started talking about some, you know what I'm saying, how it's not
Okay, so you good. All right, so I'm gonna start the audio. We on live now. All right, we on live now, so that way I can take that and edit this first part out to the meeting for tape.
Oh yeah, you gotta start charging for that. Getting to see the live.
You good? I got it. It's working. Yeah. All right. This is
different pair of shoes. What you think?
Intro.
She had that jacket with these shoes, black and white. All right.
Y'all ready?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. As soon as I start talking, I'm ready because I done learned about you. I done learned about you, boy. Yeah. We're damn ready.
Yo, I'm just doing it real quick. Ready?
Oh, that ain't.
Is somebody connected to the Bluetooth?
Wait. That's not me.
Somebody must be on Bluetooth. Is somebody? No, that is me. That's me. All right, so ready? Here we go. Well, welcome back to the New Legacy Radio Show. I am excited right now to bring these two young men here to represent Conducive Empire, and we're gonna learn a little bit about these guys. Start from where they began, where they're working at now, and what they're planning for the future. At this time, I want y'all to put your hands together and make some noise for the CEO of Conducive Entertainment, Mr. Shaheed Smith, aka Abre.
You know what though? You know what though? So just so we gonna you know what I mean? Going to the new identities because we gonna use the public to help. You know what I mean? Help it get accepted. Emasculous Immaculate is gonna be the new personal name, but the stage name is and still remains Aber M.
All right, man.
And for anybody who sees this and doesn't know about the transition, but you knew me from back when, I'm still who you knew me as then. But right now it's Aber M.
All right, and next we got Brother Hades, who is an artist under the Conducive Empire label. How y'all fellas doing today?
Good, good.
Just good, just good.
Just good.
Just good.
Just good.
As long as you're doing
Could
good,
be great. Could be great.
Could be great.
Could be great. Just good.
But y'all don't. Yeah, God woke you up this morning. The rest is on you, right? All right.
Yeah, I woke up a little bit too early. Snooze a couple times.
But at least you woke up. You know.
Yeah.
It's probably because he knew you was gonna hit that snooze, so he got started on you early. So it's like, look, give you a few minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's a pleasure and an honor to have you guys here, and it's a pleasure and honor to be looking forward to the future and the things that we're getting ready to do. And it's just simply a blessing to have some young brothers who are trying to do some positive things. Leading the direction to work conducively to build their new legacy.
Yeah.
All right. So my first question, like I said, we want to make sure the audience members get to know you, kind of build a rapport with them, and share with them how did Conducive start? Where did it start? What was the motivation toward? What inspired you to start Conducive Entertainment?
You want the long, medium, or the short version?
Well, whichever version is within your 15 minutes.
So basically, I'm gonna say I've been doing stuff like music and that for a good long while. I'm gonna say music wise, I jumped off the porch kind of late at the age of like 18 for real.
Well, at least you made it up and break a leg.
No, I ain't break nothing because when I used to sneak out, I was already jumping. You feel me? We could save that one for a different story. You feel me? And really, like I was going through like transitions of having different group names, different artist names. I'm just gonna say different identities and stuff like that. And I had a couple like one of my previous names was Matilda Gorilla, and so I had I'm trying to think what the name of the business was. I was trying to start back then. It was something along the line of LGs. That's what it was called. It was LGs, and I was going to turn it into a record label. So
when did the company start?
Well, I'm gonna say I started back in 2012, back in Indiana. So it wasn't named Conducive. Stamp on it, so that way can't nobody take nothing. I got this idea. Yep. Can't nobody take this one.
Exactly. That's how you make sure you protect your intellectual products and or services. So you're on the road to success. Brother Hades, what do you bring to the table for Conducive Entertainment?
Changing things about the creative direction that Conducive is going towards. I feel like before I came, there was a couple of dead weight options. So I got here and we shoot.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
So I kind of came here and bring a new kind of knowledge, creativity, stuff like that.
Definitely some new energy.
Definitely. So in Conducive Empire, what do you want people to think of when you think of that name? It's the power of the name, right? So what is I mean, we understand the definition of Conducive, working together and make sure things in order. But how does that fit you, and what does it mean to what you want the audience members to think of when they say Conducive Empire?
It's simple. When they think of Conducive Empires, I want them to think of opportunity, a chance, somebody that they can come to, and even if we ain't got nothing for you, we probably know somebody for you. You're gonna meet those people if you want to. if you stick around long enough. You know what I'm saying? And do your part with being present in certain times, certain events and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't introduce you to
I ain't
nobody
gonna
that
cut
you
you
don't
off
want
there,
to
but
meet.
you were a little late. No.
I mean, hey, you know what though? Hey,
You know, I'm a stickler for time to be early. You know, let's be a little 5 minutes early. You know, no, I'm teasing. But, what have you gained from it? This has been around 2012. What have you gained from the knowledge of this man gained since joining the Conducive Empire team?
Well, not more or less about gaining knowledge. It's about what we can use our own respective knowledge together. What our brains can put forth together instead of, well, there is a little bit of feeding each other's brains in the process, but it's more or less about because I told him because I've been doing this a long time. I've been made my money from music all that. I told him I'm not trying to come and take over the group or nothing. I'm coming as like a team player, role player. You know, we can because we're gonna form this bond as friends first, and then turn it into uh, on the music scale.
So you just described the basic networking process, right?
mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much the foundation of getting building the rapport with the audience and
trust.
also business trusting with your business owners or community members. You know, those are key. That's a very key thing. And gaining a trust, maybe more, you know, make them want to spend a little bit more money with you and appreciate your, product or service just a little bit more. Because not, with that network with. And that's
Mhm.
one of the things about you guys moving forward, building those strong networks and maintaining those strong networks. As my mother would say back in the day, don't ever burn a bridge you got to cross again. So you want to make sure that's a very important piece of your company.
It better be one hell of a war if you do burn that bridge. You know
but make sure we have the full armor on first.
Oh man,
you have to make sure your salvation, your helmet is salvation, your breastplate of righteousness, your belt of truth, and your shoes of peace. You have to have your shield, but most of all, you have to have your sword. The faith.
I think it's all just as important too, low key. Now that you mention it all, and I'm thinking about it all, each piece is equally important for real. As long as you train properly. But I ain't gonna, dive off into that.
Okay.
Because I can get.
Yeah, I can too. I get passionate when I speak about how good this is the word of God. I just you know how I am. But anyway, so moving forward, I mean, right now, what are some of the things that that the audience or people can see from Conducive at this moment?
A new wave.
Okay.
Right off the bat. Off the bat.
Elaborate on that. What do you mean? A new wave of what? We got the
a new wave of a new wave of everything that we already love, especially out here and everything and everywhere else that's beyond around this location as well. Especially with the music, we bring in the combination of what we're all bringing. It's like each person is bringing a dish. We bringing a whole meal to the table.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And you might have had some good food before, but you ain't never had this.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't tasted your chicken last night, so I don't know how it went. But anyway, if this again,
we're gonna make sure we get that right.
Definitely. And that's the whole thing. That's my now. I don't know if you stole my analogy or you just was giving paying homage. However, I appreciate it anyway. That's damn good wisdom. But again, I use the analogy of making that macaroni and cheese. If that good macaroni and cheese. About that home, you watch the noodles boil and you got your Velveeta cheese melted. All your ingredients. Once you put that layer out and put the cheese on one layer, put that layer of macaroni on, and you put the cheese and it's just creamy. And when you put it in the oven and bake it, you put that finished product out. Now me, I'm one of the people that when I cook, when people eat my food and they eat, and I like to watch. That's a spiritual blessing. So you cooking, right? You want to make sure that people are enjoying food, right?
Oh yeah.
How are you going? What are some of the strategies you're going to make sure that the audience or that you use that the audience connects with you and enjoy the music and also build a rapport with me. What you got going on with that? What's gonna do that?
Well, one thing I've been streaming more. That's right off the bat type stuff. So I've been streaming more so you can see me entertaining myself live for one thing, but also
Hey, wait a minute. What platform are you using? I ain't seen it yet.
well, see that's
I see
what
little
you gotta
pieces
get
on
hip to that. You
Facebook.
got
I'm trying to. Ain't
yeah,
you?
see, because like look,
You're supposed
Facebook
to
done
share
low key.
information, brother.
Facebook done low key. You know what I'm saying? They be juking and jiving sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about the fun jive. They be juking and jiving. You feel me? But so I do be streaming on Twitch. I'm gonna be streaming on TikTok here soon.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna be making like we're gonna be having stuff that's directly available to the people. So like you
let
can
the people
like
know
streaming
that.
and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Streaming. You know what I mean? Let's say you done went out to the country somewhere, or you might be going to North Carolina. You know what I'm saying, or something. All them hills and stuff like that. You might lose connection. Now all of a sudden you can't listen to Spotify, this, that, and the third, unless you done got the premium, you done downloaded certain songs, this, that, and the third, and you probably only got a few of them that you done did, you know what I'm saying? So for like probably like maybe $1 or so, you can actually purchase a song, have that on whatever device that you listen to your music on, and listen to that at all times. And it's not just the music, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to reach us. There's a lot of content that I can't really speak on yet, but it's going to be very entertaining and also very direct. And it's kind of like relationship building. You know what I'm saying? Get to know us more as we get to know you. You know, it's really an opportunity for us to get to know the people. To be honest, they get to know us in return.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Because they know us more than we know them.
Yeah. You know, just make sure you know the demographic who you promoting to. You know the base fundamentals. You know, once you implement the fundamentals, go ahead and put your stain on it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
So, brother Hades, man, what you tell us about what you got going on presently?
Just finished up the cover art for me and Haber's latest song. I just sent it to streaming platforms, but you know, it'd be kind of on some BS. So it takes a couple of days for them to check the cover art and all that other stuff. So that should be out by the beginning of next week. It'll be called Dog. It's me and his first official drop. We've been on features together before, but not just me and him. We had me, him, Dre Stacks. You know, we had some stuff in the works. Bro's computer fried.
Yep. Then the new stuff we done worked on, we kind of can't even tell nobody about that. Yeah. But shoot, you know what I'm saying? But it's perfect though, because we've been working on conducive stuff that we can tell you about, like bro saying.
Yeah. So like,
where can they find those videos?
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music.
On YouTube
you know what? Type it in for them. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get your fingers ready, right? You're gonna type in HADES, and then you probably look up. Got songs on there. My biggest song, 444, and I got songs like Love Me. I got songs like Building. I got songs like Upplay. I got a wide variety of genres on there. So if you don't like one, you like the other. But
shout out Just Marie too.
Yeah, shout out
Love Me is my shit, bro. And 444. That's how I look it up if I can't find it. If YouTube on some BS, you feel me? Hades 444, you're gonna find it.
Guaranteed. 13,000 views on there.
Man, what? I've hit that on SoundCloud and stuff like that, but never on YouTube specifically. You know what I mean? I done got a few spins, so I know all that counts. But one of my personal goals, I need to hit the numbers on YouTube as well, so I can feel like I'm hitting it across the board.
Great idea. So when you're thinking about performance and performing yourself, what is the message you want to send to your listener?
Now that is situational because it depends on what's the event, what's the energy of the event. Because I have a variety. I have a multitude of energies and messages in my songs, and really now, granted the thing that most people are going to pick up on easily is the stoner vibes. But if you listen to each individual song, whether it's a stoner sounding song or not, you're going to pick up on like different emotions, different thoughts, or different it might be an emotion to something in the world, or it might be an emotion to a lifestyle, it might be an emotion to something you deal with, customer service type stuff. You know what I mean? Because I first started jewelry. I'm just giving an example, because just to say, so I know about the customer service. I started selling jewelry before I sold anything, candy or anything. I was selling jewelry first. That was back in like sixth grade. You feel me? So you pretty much that the emotion of, because I don't know how to be a salesman, because I don't like to lie to the people, because I don't like to put my name on nothing that is gonna, if you're gonna be upset about it, then I'd like to be able to defend whatever it is type stuff. So if being a salesman is just trying to get somebody just to buy something that they might not want, I never knew what it took to be a salesman. I do got this product. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And boom, boom, boom. This is gonna benefit you. Yada yada yada. You ain't looking for this, okay, yada yada. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah. So pretty much just the hustle. Overall, I guess I do got one. Overall, it's just the continuation and the hustler mentality of like, through everything that you go through, you got to keep on going. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep on going, and it's gonna get hard. It's gonna get hard. It's gonna people may like you, people may not like you. You know what I mean? But how do you feel about yourself?
Right.
You know what I mean? And just keep on going. And don't, even if everybody does like you, don't accept yourself. Always love yourself, but don't accept who you are now just because everybody else is satisfied with you. Because if everybody else is satisfied with you, then you got to get ready for what they don't like, because eventually they're gonna like something else. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
If that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense, you know. But then, next question is, what do you see the Lucid Empire in the next 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years, I see conducive empires. Um, I see conducive empires doing a lot of things that we're gonna get praised for. That people has no idea that this is really just like stage one type stuff. Like, not saying that we're still in stages, but in the multitude of stages. Because right now we're all pushing a whole lot of things as individuals. You know what I'm saying? Like, even having bro right here. You know what I'm saying? He supports what I got going on. I support what he's got going on. So it's gonna be one thing I can say for sure. So I ain't gotta get too philosophical and all of that. Is the vision is going to be evident, as far as conducive is more than just a definition. We are the physical embodiment of that. You know what I mean? And the opportunities are going to be more than what the opportunities are that we got now. Because, you know, the work never stops. The grind don't stop. So 3 years from now, I'm going to be saying the same thing, but with more behind me. You feel me?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the things you do to develop your artists and make sure they have a the best performance, or give up the best substance, I'll say, to the listeners or to the audience?
You got to be annoying. And if they don't find you annoying, then you ain't working hard enough. Find yourself annoying. Stay on their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's and I'm speaking as a person who works best through having a good time and vibing and chilling. You know what I'm saying? But like, sometimes the whole purpose of chilling is so that way, hey, look, this is so we can get to work. You
Right.
feel me? And
Right.
now, granted, I'm not saying all artists need that, but like that's one thing I bring. Like, people want to know that they have a team, for one, and a family. So that's one thing that I offer, you know. And then people also want to know that they got somebody behind their back just as much as they're gonna back them up. So for my artists, I pretty much offer to them the same thing that I have. You know what I'm saying? And that's really a whole bunch of opportunity. And there's ways that we can get money, but it's gonna be it starts off as a slow grind and it picks up. But like, you know, as long as we stay to it and work through it, it's gonna get there. Because I don't follow society's fads. So like, streaming is good. I'm like, so I'm probably gonna sound like an anti-streamer, my music is getting streamed too right now. So you know what I mean.
Where can they find your music at?
On all platforms, Spotify, Tidal, ABRA, like abracadabra. So ABRA and then space and period, first name, last name. You know what I mean? Um, and so I don't want to give away the sauce too early. You know what I'm saying? Because the artist, the artist that I've been working with, on and off the team. You know what I'm saying? They, well, more so the ones on the team. They know what we've been on type stuff, and I'm trying to share that without giving away the sauce too early. But there's ways to make money without streaming, and that's one secret that I will tell you that nobody wants to tell you. There's ways to get money without streaming, and me and my artists, that's what we working on because popularity doesn't pay the bills.
Right. Well,
Remember that.
Well, no, I kind of disagree with that. Only because if you're in it for the money, just for the money, you ain't gonna see that success. But if you build that rapport with with your network, or build your rapport with that audience, they'll be more willing to buy. Perfect example. Some people choose Walmart over Target.
Mm-hmm.
It's convenient. It may be the prices. It may be just the customer service. However, but when you walk into Target, they might choose Target. They might be a little higher, but it's vibrant when you walk into Target. Everything is on the shelf. It's like, wait a minute, am I? So your product. Do you want your product to be the Walmart brand, what you call it, the True Value, or
I call it the conducive brand. I ain't gonna lie.
okay?
But at the same time,
is it gonna be on the top shelf, middle shelf, or is it gonna be on the bottom shelf?
Now, I want to answer your question literally as far as what you asked, but I'm trying to be real at the same time.
That's what we want to be, all the way real, 110.
like I've, in ways that most people will never know. Even if I tell them, they'll never know because they won't be able to see it for themselves. But I even just in this community, because I've lived other places. I've impacted this community in a way that the whatever shelf it's gonna be on is gonna be based on the average height of people, so that way everybody can see it.
All right, so tell us about.
I'm listening.
No, I know it's just why you elaborate on some of the things you did for the community that you guys had concentrated on.
Good food. Yeah,
y'all ain't invite me. I like to eat.
I'm one of the ones who contributed. Like there's a couple stores. Shout out to the local stores, especially. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking about all of them. But shout out to the local stores, especially including Greg Scott, because I'm one of the ones that they came up to personally. Like, hey, if we start having this or this or this in our stores, will you buy that? Like, because they know what I'm doing, and I don't ask for no for no thank yous or nothing. I just
if it's good, you want to make it.
I'm just happy to have it. So what do I need to thank you for? You're providing me what I need.
That's your portfolio.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's your portfolio.
And that's what I mean. Well, yeah.
Okay. Ladies, what about you, man? What are you working on? What do you have? What kind of projects you got going on? How do you want to connect with the audience?
Since we met last time, I was thinking about getting involved in some the user. Getting involved in the user. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, you know what? Hey, you know what? I thought you meant user like the Ohio order. That's what I thought you meant was the Ohio order. Hey, they don't know how we get down with the herbs. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole new thing that's about to. It's already a wave. It's probably gonna get bigger because now it's official. Stamp that too. That's 2 stamps in one video.
Right on. I thought about getting involved with some troubled youth, especially African American young boys. You know what I'm saying? Because I did have a troubled youth. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in and out of the whatever. So I feel like that would be good. I just would need to take I would just need to figure out the steps to go forward with that. Maybe get them introduced to music, get them introduced to sports, whatever it may be.
Okay. You getting prepared.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's probably what conditions is too, because it's the variety.
So when we now the big part of Conducive is the development of your artists, right? What are some of the techniques you use to develop your artists?
Money management, time management, anger management.
Okay.
Anger management is more for myself, but we all have our times. We all have times and temperatures. Like we I don't know if anybody else had it. Finley used to have a thing, time and temperature. You call it time and temperature in the morning. I don't even know if they still got it or not now.
Yeah, Dick Gotti used that at 881-080. 216.
Got to check time and temperature. Now, there is a such thing as being too chill in moments that you do need to be assertive, but even in times that you got to be assertive, you know what I mean? Like, it's about, like, it's not even just about us anymore at this point, because we want to leave, you know, like shout out to your movement, New Legacy, you know what I'm saying? Because we want to, Conducive is like a pathway to leaving that legacy. And it's also like a commitment, to be honest. Being a part of Conducive is like a commitment to yourself and to whoever you want to leave that legacy for, because, you know what I'm saying? Granted, we want to leave generational wealth for all, and typically that means money, but somebody might want to run off to the woods and just live off of that and figure out how to do something like that. So wealth is health at that point, right?
Definitely.
So then they need to know life things about, like, how to, you know what I'm saying, chopping trees, or how, poison ivy is dangerous and bad for you, but if you come across it, there's these other plants that sometimes grow pretty close to poison ivy that you can use to counteract that, rub it on your skin. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, it's I like it. That's also why we do things with clothes, and we're branching out to other areas too, because with clothes it's easier to portray a lot more ideas than it is with just music alone. You know what I mean? Because it's not just about just like like being able to survive should be having fun. I'm one of the ones that I don't feel like survival mode should have to be a bad thing, because when are you not trying to, like, while y'all partying, you still got to eat. Right. You still need water and hydration.
You better get all that before you get in the club, yeah?
So, like, and I'm not trying to just, like, go against everything. I'm trying to better everything and go deeper into it. And that's just me by myself, because Conducive is more than just what I'm about. But it seems like the guys that are jumping on board, you know, like, bro, here, Hades, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're all on the same thing for real, because I also too have a personal reason, a list of personal reasons for I also support young black people. You know what I'm saying? And I do it in a way that might make me lose my black card, but I ain't asking nobody to punch my holes.
You had one though. You still got your.
Technically, I did. You know what I'm saying? For just as a troll, I had a black Cash App card. It don't work no more. So, but I had it though.
It don't work no more. It's expired.
Hey, but you know what though? You know what though? You know what I mean? But shoot, my black card got a. Bro, shoot, we got the logo. That's our black card. Anybody that's Conducive, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no M&Ms on the squad, but you know what I'm saying? Conducive coming like that. Conducive coming like that. You feel me? If you did what I was saying, I think it is.
Right. So we're here with Shahid and Brother Hades. We're gonna take a pause for the calls and take a moment to hear the word from our sponsor.
He know me personally. Don't you ever call me Shahid. I swear to God, I will not respond to you. And if we close, and I never give you the okay, if we close, I'm gonna feel like I got the room to closely and respectfully slap you.
But we ain't gonna stay on the camera. No,
so I ain't gonna hurt him.
No,
it ain't gonna be like one of those, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be soft. It's, you know what I mean? Free manly slap.
Right.
Free manly slap. You feel me?
What did the hand say to the face?
Unless they want the open chest. But too many people be agreeing to the open chest, so that's too easy. You know what I mean?
Hold that thought. Like I said, we're gonna be right back as we hear messages from our sponsors. Right now, we get to know Hades and Brother Abraham. All right, that was flowing. That was flowing. All right, I like that. All right, so now
we in the touch, right? Because for us it's fun and games. You know what I'm saying? But there is people that I've told before. Granted, I ain't just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, going on no front line about it all like that. At least not until I change my legal name to Immaculate. But like, you know what I mean? There be people that I've told like, hey, I don't care what my family told you to call me. Call me what I told you to call me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's still people to this day that I still introduce myself as Shaheed to.
Hold on,
That's
man.
from
No, hold that thought. We can bring the show back in. So I get the audio. All right. And this is gonna be part 2.
Now, once I get my computer back up, if you ever don't have access to whatever you normally need, feel free to come. I got Clipchamp on my computer.
Yeah, I know that
So
program.
you know what I mean. So what I've learned about Clipchamp is it might not be the best as far as the effects, but as long as you've got the footage, it's gonna do that for you. You know what I mean?
Definitely. All right, so let me bring it back in.
So that's also one thing.
So this is
we can save that one to another interview or podcast, or whatever. Because that's gonna take me on the whole run. So that's just me talking to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Unless you feel like you can control it, then ask me about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. The time is, I got to manage the time. So here we go. We getting back. All right, ready? Welcome back to the New Legacy Radio Show. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to my sponsors for the great message. Definitely thank you for your sponsorship and all the help you provide. Thank you on behalf of the New Legacy Group. We appreciate you. But back to the information at hand, Brother Hades and Brother Abraham is here to get to know a little bit, share a little bit more about Conducive Entertainment and where they've been, what they're doing, and where they're going. So, and just a small 2-minute comment. Give us where do you see Conducive Empire in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, on the low end, I see us being known as people that even if they disagree with us, they know that nobody's, even if they disagree, nobody's saying that we're wrong when we say that we're the strongest team around here, and that's why we're pushing outward, because we've already done what we've done and we're still doing more. We done already hit every state just about in this country. You know what I'm saying? Physically and digitally. And, you know, like we here to pause.
Yeah.
We here to, because everybody gonna have their own table in the public event, right? Pause. We here to put our nuts on the table, and you can measure them if you want to, because we staking claims.
You sure got some real deep anecdotes.
3 big feet for Conducive.
You ready to put them on the table? What they doing on my table? We don't have to fight about that.
Don't worry, we're gonna pay for our own table.
Okay, I hope so.
It's a placemat. Ain't nobody putting on that.
Right.
Man,
I had a guest throw some drawers on my table. I hit the roof.
That's why they got no.
Would I eat that?
Putting us on their own tables in the first place. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody else come putting. You know what I mean? Nope.
You're giving niggas too many ideas.
I don't know.
You're right.
Watch the N word. Watch the N word. You're
giving brothers too many ideas out here.
Man,
putting us on tables and stuff.
Yeah, right. You know, we put them on there to chop off. we can do a castration real quick.
Hold on.
Yeah, you don't want those to be on my table now. We shouldn't even do them in the first place. No.
I was gonna say, for anybody who got anything on the table, I'm assuming we ain't looking to the left or to the right.
Okay, well, hold on. If it's some food, then we're looking to the left or right. There's some turkey over there.
The food is everything that we look.
That's what should be on the table.
Anybody who not looking straight ahead, well, hey, you know what I mean? Do what you do.
Okay. Hades, what do you see?
Hopefully, I see us going back on tour. Well, I say we'll go on our first tour because I've been on tour already. I done already did this music thing, so I'm trying to get at least the Conducive tape put together. That's a collective of all the artists. We each chime in on the creative and the work side of things. So we finish this tape up, release it, promote the heck out of it, and run the streams and numbers back up to what they used to be, and go hit every single state and around this. You know what I'm saying?
Including Alaska.
We gonna find a venue in Alaska.
Y'all done,
We
y'all
should
been,
turn it
y'all
up.
been,
Man, look, we already got some Canadian friends. We're gonna find the route.
I ain't heard about Alaska since what's the name? The Sarah Palin.
Oh man, see, look, that's why you
Look,
need young brothers,
yeah, y'all
young,
get
you know what I'm saying,
cause
young Afro Americans like ourselves. I'm
yeah,
saying, you know what
I
I'm
need
saying?
listen.
Hey, look, I
I need
fight for
some
the
news
right
for
to
all
party
cultures and
slash N-word,
backgrounds.
but we ain't gonna get into it.
But
You heard me pretend I ain't say that.
no, you good. Um, so ladies and gentlemen, you have got some. No, ladies, you have gotten some information about Conducive Empire. Now we're gonna, get into some news and current events that we're gonna talk about. Do you guys have any, things that stood out to you in the news or in sports or entertainment that you wanted to speak on or have a comment about?
I'm gonna let bro go first. I ain't gonna lie,
Man,
cause
I've been trying to
I don't watch
keep my head
cable.
up out of the news because that just puts me in a bad mood every time I turn that stuff on.
My
Yeah.
current,
That first 10, 15 minutes is terrible. You can't come out with the graduates or something positive. You got to talk about, oh well, another team shot or another kid got stole. Those, you want to,
Like,
I
oh,
want
look what the president's doing now.
yeah,
yeah, and plus, we like to share our gripes without sharing the what people call negative energy behind it.
yeah.
Because concerns don't have to be problems if we can focus properly
So,
and get to the solution.
so pretty much, you're saying to me, if I understand correctly, are you bringing hip hop back to the music?
I wouldn't even say back. Like I don't even like.
'Cause,
See now.
yeah, go ahead, think about that, because
Now,
Nas had
when you
already
say
put it to
now,
rest.
because when you say it, it might mean something different than what I'm thinking. So, what do you mean when you say bringing it back?
Because right now we have, a lot of that trap rap, which is, not, no hate to none of the artists out there. They just say my flavor, some of that, the hit the show, but it ain't the hip hop like, the Run DMCs or Funk Master Flesh, the people that really, you understand the meaning of hip hop.
I ain't gonna lie now. So, just off of what you're saying so far, I kind of feel like modern day. I feel like it never left. The thing is they was talking about the fun part and the energy of it. Nowadays, because they've already talked about the behind the scenes and this, that, and the third a little bit, and you know what I'm saying. Like so, like I ain't gonna lie. Like just paying homage to everything that has been done before us. I feel like those before us have really spoken so much about things that like if we were to speak on the same things that they say, then we now granted we don't care to be honest, but when it comes to the dollar, you gotta care a little bit. So you gotta it's about proving yourself, even if you don't need to prove yourself, you gotta prove yourself.
Anyway,
Yeah. So like they've touched on so many issues, like KRS going back to KRS-One. You know what I'm saying? He lost somebody to the streets, right? So this stuff's been happening long before us. So like we can't we can speak on the same things, but we can't do it in the same ways that they did because they've already like like they've already given it to you. So I don't think it ever really left because especially like even in my coming up era as far as like I graduated in '09, right? It was going from like trap rap had like a small existence as far as ruling over. Trap rap has always been here as far as still being here once it got here, but like it doesn't like there was like Soldier Boy and I'm trying to think of the name G9 or G5 and like New Boy like dancing music took over for longer than trap music did. You know what I'm saying? And the trap music really like I don't even think that was necessarily a bad thing because it didn't influence nobody to go out there and sell drugs. In my opinion, that I saw personally. If you were selling drugs, you was doing that before trap music became a thing. And if you wasn't trying to sell drugs when trap music came out, you didn't sell them. You know what I'm saying? So like it might have. You're a jerk. I know. I was in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like I know. Like so anybody who like, but I will say that trap music did also as you watch these certain artists also grow. You know what I'm saying? Because gangster music was kind of like the transition into trap music in the first place. Because how do you fund all this gangster stuff that's going on? You feel me? And everybody that's funding things that are going on don't want to be involved in that. So there's levels and aspects that aren't really getting highlighted. So like the OGs really shine the light on everybody So like, even though I don't really agree with everybody being as blunt as they are, because I fear for their safety as well as I fear for my own type stuff. Because you ain't even got to be in trouble to do nothing, but and then you wind up getting in trouble. But you know what I mean. So
right, yeah.
So just to bring it back to your question, I wouldn't say nothing about bringing hip hop back. You know what I mean? Because I could go on with this because I can get real detailed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're passionate, you got some knowledge behind it, some right information. But any last words to motivate any artists?
Make sure you take a washcloth with some soap and hot water
and wash that arch, the neck. Oh, it missed the neck all the time.
Wash behind your neck.
And if you want to stop wearing deodorant, you need to have some coconut oil. If you ain't got the bicarbonate, whatever the other stuff is,
walking down the street smelling like Mr. Hero.
Had a coconut oil. You know what I mean?
Take a hairbrush.
Comb that mat out.
Self-care.
Oh my Lord! I almost brought a brother's brush.
Take some toothpaste with some toothbrush. Get up in there.
Yeah, all up in there.
Now look. I ain't gonna say what I got in my
brush that tongue.
So when you go to brush your teeth
and the side
and the roof of your mouth, brush your lips as well. Because you might not have scrubbed hard enough with the rag, or you might not even use a rag. I don't know.
Who do?
I
was about to say the hard. Who use rags?
Oh my Lord!
Take some mouthwash, right? Fill the little cap of the mouthwash up. Throw it back. Spit it out. Cause y'all be funky out here.
Matter of fact, save it out. Save your money, get some coconut oil. I'm telling you, I'm gonna put you on game.
And ladies and gentlemen, again, we'll be right back after these messages. We're gonna get a word from our sponsor.
Hey, low key, bro, I could dedicate a whole day to this. This is just getting there for me. I'm proud of myself for even drinking as much as I drunk. And actually, I feel like my
results-driven fuel.
My buzz is kind of why I was able to be like, why am I feeling this good in the first place? So that's why I was able to bring it back to you know what?
Hey, just gotta take a
no problem. We good now. That's a segment there.
I'm streaming a lot too, but on the stream, I can talk for however long I want to.
Right.
You feel me?
But okay. So now all I got to do, add the music. And then I'm at the part where because we don't have to do the music together. I want you to explain some or intro some of those songs, so they get a feel of what the meaning of those songs were.
Yeah. This is cool. This stuff is cool, bro. Because now, out of all the people I be talking to, I'll be in the beginning, I'll be disappointed because I'll be like, man, it was other people I wanted to be here to be a part of this too. But the way it be going though, I'll be like, you know what? Like what you said, those who was meant to be here was here.
Yeah.
And I feel like it goes better that way because the way that I was having it, everybody would need their time to shine, and people wouldn't have too much time.
And they time to rest too, because I'm trying to listen to you.
Oh yeah.
My legs were getting here. I'm sitting here with a laugh.
See, that's what. Oh,
I won't go sleep.
You can go ahead and laugh. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
I'll go from answering one question, and then I'll be like, okay, well, now that I'm trying to use this one thing to answer,
I can't rewind. I can't edit that out. It was live.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, now I gotta explain what I'm talking about to answer this question because they don't even know what I'm using to answer the question.
Well,
so now I gotta tell you about the.
Clarify.
It's like trying to build a fire. I'm trying to tell you we gotta build the fire, like back in the Indianapolis, right? You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no money. We trapping. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to cook, right? We trying to eat. You feel me? Now because I'm the only one who ain't on food stamps. I'm basically a burden to the crib. But they didn't want me to they didn't want me to flex all of my rights. That would have risked my life and theirs. So they brought
because Johnny Law would have came in on just got caught. The book stand.
Yeah.
No.
So during some of those experiences, that's where I have outside of my history of my father from back in Painesville as a child. That's where my grown man experiences come from, as far as fishing and really learning how to survive on my own. Because I'm not about to tell my parents. As a matter of fact, the trap niggas I was staying with was the ones who had to.
They traps now.
After my grandmother passed, them was the niggas who had to tell me, "Hey, Smirk, call your parents, bro. You ain't calling nobody in your family to let them know you all right." I'm like, bro, what do I got to talk about? I'm out here. They would like, I don't want them to know what I'm really doing out here, bro. You feel me? Not that I was really doing nothing like super crazy bad or nothing, but I'm just living a lifestyle that like they tried to keep me away from this. I'm avoiding the problems that they wanted me to avoid, but I'm still living the same life that they was trying to keep me away from.
So you was rebellious.
Well, for me, it wasn't about rebellion. I just was lost, and like I like something in my soul knew that they had the right guidance, but the wrong basis.
Right, right. So Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. You was blind, and lost. But
Yeah, yeah. Like honestly, like my most godly experiences are really like I feel like this. I feel like the stories I have you only read about in the Bible and people will never believe it. If I really like, I've told you about a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like even if people do believe it, they feel like it's, and I can see it in their faces when I'm telling the stories. You know what I'm saying? It's like even if they do believe it, they don't believe that it is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got to show them. You got to visualize. But once they get the vision, they get the point and the picture, and now they have a better understanding. Right?
Like I was worried about myself when it came to the idea of would you recognize God when he's standing in front of you. I had no idea how much that relates to me personally. As far as like not am I gonna recognize God?
Let me ask you a
question. Are they
question.
gonna recognize who I am when I come?
Right. So what did it take for you to recognize God?
God spoke to me in waking life and in my dreams, and it was something that I couldn't get away from.
Okay. Come on, go ahead, Brother Jerome.
You have to know his voice.
Yeah,
there's no you can mistake the look because he looks as we look as he does, but there's no mistaking your father's voice.
That voice.
Tell me I'm wrong, said he.
That's how I knew. I ran that first, and it was crazy. It's the first time that God spoke to me, right? And I've gone through phases of calling God, Yahweh, and also at this point in time, the nose and heart type stuff, whatever, you know what I mean. But the first experience that I know this ain't we in church and all of that stuff. Like this is in my life. You feel me? He said, "Why are you running?" I'm standing still trying to work on some food.
What you running for? Come here, girl.
But mind you, at this time, I've had years of having dreams of I'm running from something that I've never seen, but I'm running.
What kind of trouble? What kind of trouble you got going on? Let me find out.
I don't even know because I never looked at it. So I don't know if it was trouble or if it was good opportunities. I'm running from it because it's coming for me, and I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in Philly, so something coming for me doesn't never mean nothing good. But then, so there's that. So after it said, "Why are you running?" I paused for a moment, and I took off running because I'm in the kitchen. So I ran it all the way through my. You want some of this? Into the bedroom, my son's door. I'm like, you know what? I know this ain't gonna solve nothing, but at least I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't feel like I needed to leave the house, but I feel like I needed to run because if I just stand there, then you know what I mean. I don't know what that is, but it's not what's supposed to happen. But then, so that was the first experience, and then the next experience was I got a message that was talking about things of the future, and I've been having what they call precognitive dreams for like as long as I can remember. I don't even know what a regular dream is because like I don't like when people say their dreams are just random stuff that means nothing. I think they just don't know what their dreams mean because they haven't made it that far themselves yet. Because I had a stage of me thinking my dreams don't mean nothing, and then it got to a point where okay, yeah, I have dreams that do come true, and then it got to a point where I had a whole period of about 5 or 6 years where every day was a dream that was a day that I came to. And then yeah, the voice is definitely something that is unmistakable. Even if you don't know what that voice is, it's coming up as a possibility.
Oh.